Hey, give me my clock now. Give me my clock. 3:33 in the afternoon, courtesy of the man holding the clock inside of the studio, which we don't know why I'm in here, but I'm in here. People, the place ram. I talk like the NCAR of Tata, something back in the day, like ram, like driver work, that's something like we don't bother with ticket. We just collect money and go around the passage. I saw in ram people. But we work with it, only for camera. My guest in the Hot Chat segment this here, Wednesday afternoon, is none other than the lady who goes by the name Tanya Stevens. Welcome once again. Welcome to the studios of HotIce.
Thank you very much for having me.
She's so soft-spoken and nice. We like it. Interview got nice today. Where's the put? Okay, let me fix everything. All right, everything balanced? All right, good. Tanya?
Good up?
Yeah, everything good up now. Great to have you. Great to have you. Tanya, I know you're not always a soft-spoken person. I don't know why you're playing coy today. Oh. What is going on today with this coy sort of?
I don't know, I feel like so because we're going so much madness, we shouldn't start off like...
Okay.
Just chop off.
I chew.
Oh, but go really mean.
Yeah, the way of Tanya start heavy.
Yeah.
Me like it. Tanya, I realize that in as much as I know you, I don't really know much about you. I know of you, but I don't really know much about you.
Yeah, me kind of crawl on our rock and stay.
Yeah, you seem to be very hidden sometimes. In as much as you're a prominent artist, a prominent personality, you seem to be very inconspicuous or incognito. That's a better word. Is there any reason for that?
I like to describe it as, I'm not really secretive, but I'm private.
I like that. That worked for me, you know. That worked for me on a different level. She's not really secretive, but she's private. Right. In other words, respect my space. I give you a lot of me, but give me a chance to do me.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Tell us about the early years in St. Mary. What was that experience like for Tanya?
Well, it's very typical of small town growing up in a Jamaica, country small town. Come from a big family. I'm the sixth of 7 children.
Wow.
Single parent, was us and our mother, and we're grandparents all the time, and kind of make it exciting because you know you have to be competitive, attention for food, for everything.
No, but like the food part. She not about to skim on the part then. She just got the food part.
No.
It's necessary.
No, me and my siblings, them know.
Yeah.
Me love food for a long time.
You are the foodist in the family.
Well, but
that's why you're connecting with Tanya. Because me are the foodist in our minds. Yes. Continue. Yeah.
But it was. I don't really have no complaints about growing up. You know, it was I didn't grow up on dolls and stuff like that. I grew up on books. You know, I grew up with fowl in my backyard. I grew up with we go pick up egg out of the nest and cook and all the house did have real food.
Yeah. Yeah, me like that. So what kind of propelled you towards the musical side of things now?
Well, it's literature, really. I started out writing poems and short stories. And as I grow into teenage, them start get melody to them. I don't really know when the transition them take place, I swear. But it's really the writing and my thing. To this day, it's not really so much the music as it is the writing. The love for the music that you had and have now, it's kind of depicted in so many different ways on so many different levels because of your writing ability and the delivery that Tanya Stevens comes with. What contributes to that kind of writing style that you have? Well, I'm very dedicated to telling a story. You know, for me, you know, like you hear some artists try. A man will go out and say him last the whole night, and me as a woman will say I never book a man like that.
Yeah.
And the other woman will never book one like that either. So let me tell life, you look good.
Yeah.
Me not care how me look.
Yeah.
I really not care how me look. Me love the story, and whatever it takes to get the story across correctly and credibly, that's how I'm gonna do.
You just put a lot of things in perspective with that statement, Tanya, because you were not always wonderfully received with your songs. So, having made that statement, you can't vex with me if you said what I said a while ago.
No.
Now, some of the songs might have been deemed controversial in the 90s coming up. A lot of the men were not really au fait with some of the content that you had to offer. How did you take that?
If me and them mood not okay with me neither.
Yeah.
When them get up and say them can last the whole night and then me get up and say a lie, mood not vex with me too. But we have no say a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus it's not normal. No woman, I never met a woman who want a man who can last the whole night.
And you were intent on not creating a cosmetic value in the music?
No, not at all. Nothing cosmetic. Listen, my memory not that good.
Yeah.
So for you to tell lie, you have to have a good memory.
But let me play devil's advocate for a while. The cosmetic sells, you know.
I don't know because I look around and I don't know things that when I see myself don't look cosmetic to me.
Yeah, them not look cosmetic.
No.
Them sound more real
Them
than...
sound real. The things when I see myself them sound real.
Okay.
To me.
Well, during the periods of music, let's talk from the 90s coming up. Some of the things that people sing about, it's not really their experience, but they're probably living vicariously through somebody else.
Yeah,
and,
which is good too.
Yeah, and that kind of cosmetic behavior sells as well. It's not really their experience.
As long as it's correct.
As long as it's correct.
True. I'm good with it, but I mean, me I gotta represent my truth at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Even though me no there suffer refute nobody else's lie, me there suffer live my truth. And if my truth contradict your lie, then so be it. Your business if you want to put a truth, a lie near my truth. It makes me show it up. Take your lie and go somewhere else with it.
Okay.
But me I go talk my truth. Me not really respond to other people, you know. This is Tanya Stevens representing Tanya Stevens at all times.
For the times that I used to go to Reggae Some Fest, I'm used to that enough in the 90s. For the times that I used to see Tanya Stevens on stage, a lot of your songs were relationship based at the time. Was that a sort of an experiential thing for you personally, or is this the stuff that you were seeing out there that you chose to write about?
Well, it's several things cause that. Number one, I come out with You Know Ready for This Yet. Every studio I go in, every producer said, I want one song like You Know Ready for This Yet. After a while, it started getting on my nerves.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I just look on people like, you're so still, you're so corny, you're so done out. I don't like you.
Yeah.
But you don't know, I have to keep that in my mind because I need to record.
Right.
And, you know, when I grew out of that phase and I could dictate more of what I say, when I go in a studio, when we start recording and send file go give people, so when they get it, it's a finished song and then can in a studio and tell me, say, you sure you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
You sure you want to put on one more track of harmony? It's all too pretty for dance and it's all good. Me just send a file go, so them get it. So I broke out of that. But prior to this, what I had was, I just have to work with one man tell me because I'm an up-and-coming artist. And of course, I know my space, I stay in my lane. You know, so, I mean, everybody goes through that. I'm going to knock it. Everything what I do in the past bring me to the moment where I'm there right now. So, I don't have no problem with none. But that's what I was then. I did that chase my tail and I tell her something. I sit down and wonder, like, when me turn dog?
Yeah, we know that's something there. We know it.
You know, so you have things in there where you can do. But until you find your voice, until you have your platform where you can say, well, this is Iceman and this is what I do. You notice, say, as you, the more we grow in our business, the more we can stand up and say, well, this is what I feel for you.
Right.
But prior to that, I want to tell you what you want to say. And you want to tell him some other things, but you can't.
You can't really do it.
You have to just zip the lip, hold it, you have to keep on my mouth. And yeah, I don't really keep on my mouth much these days.
Yes. And for an outspoken person, back in the day when you wanted to tell them these things, it was a challenge for you.
I was literally dead inside. Me just look up. I mean, you know what I used to do? People used to say me quiet. People used to think me an introvert. People used to think me shy. Because me never talk. Because if me the things that will come out, they're not going to like me. Because me frustrated and annoyed. Me feel like them box me in one corner. Me feel like when people tell me, say, I can't say that and I can't say this, I'm a normal, regular human being. I experience everything. I don't like when people take an artist and say that's a culture artist, that's a girls artist, that's a bad man artist.